All right, what's up? It's been forever. I know. Uh, sorry, I guess. I apologize. Um, truth be told, I was a lot busier than I thought I would be during what is it? I forgot. Oh, during the holidays. Um, and then I kind of just wasn't feeling it. I'll be honest, it's been a strange couple. It's been a strange month. But we're back, I guess. Uh yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. We are back. Um this is going to be a bit of a different stream. Small quick PSA is I know I was trying to say I'm streaming weekly, but that's obviously not working at all. So, I'm just going to do stuff. I'm genuinely just going to I'm going to try doing weekly, but I'm not making any promises or anything. It's just going to be how it is. Anyways, so this is a bit of a different stream today. I'm gonna put on. We're not playing any video games, as you can see. I'm gonna put on some what I hope is royalty-free music that I just Googled on or searched up on Spotify. Uh, can you hear this? I've never heard this playlist before, so this could be some abysmal dog shit, or it could be good. I really don't know. Hopefully that's fine. Okay. Anyways, as you may or may not be aware, I really like music. I am a fan of listening to music. I am a big fan of listening to stuff. I go to the gym like 3 4 times a week, and I always try to listen to something new. As such, I inadvertently listened to a lot of new releases in 2025. So I figured I want to show you guys what I think were the or all the albums I listened to that released in 2025 that I just have them ranked. So this is specifically albums that released in 2025. I didn't intentionally listen to all the new stuff. I listened to like older stuff too, but these are only none of that's in there. It's only stuff that released last year, and I want to just go through and talk about all the albums from last year I listened to and what I think about them. Um, yeah, that's about it. Quick disclaimer. First of all, this is very much my preference. I'm not trying to be objective in any sense, so don't crucify me or whatever for what I'm about to say. Um, and then secondly, I even though some albums might seem low, I did genuinely enjoy almost every album on here. Obviously the first ones are the ones I didn't enjoy, but I'll make it clear that like from a certain point onwards, I liked all the albums on this list. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, also, I made this last night in like an hour, so it's not super well thought out. It's I stole this template online. That's why there's a person in the corner. But yeah, so this isn't like a definite list. I think some of these albums I do need to return to at some point. Um maybe give a second opinion. I don't really know. But this isn't official. I'm not gonna this isn't like I will die on this hill. Um my opinion will change. Anyways, going on. Um, here's some that. Oh, you can see my mouse. That's cool. Here's four albums that I just didn't rate that did come out this year, mainly because honestly I don't remember enough about any of them to say anything important. West Side Cowboy. I know they're a newer artist, and this is their first EP. It was good. It was really good, honestly. If you like I don't know. It's sort of similar to Black Country New Road in a weird sense. I don't know. I really like this one though. I just didn't know what to say about it. Gollywog, I don't really remember at all. Um, it was fine. This was called A Amen. It's like Christian music, but it's like an example of Christian music that isn't abysmal crap. Um, and this was some album I got an ad for on Instagram. It was fine. I just really don't remember it because I listened to it super early in the year. Anyways, let me up the music a little bit more for you guys. Uh, anyways, moving on. Worst album I listened to. Music by Playboy Cardi. Uh, I don't even know what to tell you, man. I think some of the production on here is all right, but if you can somehow make Kendrick Lamar sound bad, you kind of act like a disease. Um, it was just it's just not very good. I mean, so don't get me wrong, I liked some of the beats and everything, but I don't think there was a single song on there where I was like even thought that this like qualified well. I think it's ironic though that the album titled I Am Music is probably the worst example of what music could be. So, yeah, that was pretty easy. Moving on. Man's Best Friend by Sabrina Carpenter. I have a lot to say about this one actually. I listened to what was her other album? Short and Sweet. Um a while ago last year. I listened to that last year also, I believe. And I actually liked that one. I thought it was good. I thought some of her I don't know, she kind of plays into the objectification of woman a little bit, which was fine because it wasn't super apparent on Short and Sweet. Um, Man's Best Friend, on the other hand, goes all in on stuff like that, and it creates some of the worst lyrics imaginable. It's genuinely just kind of an uncomfortable listen, and it's not really. It sounds fine. I think what one of the things I was saying when I first listened to this was that if you don't understand English, this album's probably a 7 or a 7 out of 10 or something. But I do understand English, and as such, I didn't really like this. So, yeah. Moving on, American Heart, Benson Boone. Uh, I mean, I like this is one of those albums that's just like unbelievably generic and boring, you know. I don't have much to say. It's got mystical magical on there, which is I'm sure we all know what that is by this point. Um yeah, it was whatever, man. I don't know. I didn't like any of the songs on here. I think he's got a good voice, but he's not doing anything important or significant with it here. I've heard from people, I can't confirm this, that his older stuff is good, but I don't know. I don't know what happened to him, but this is not it whatsoever. Um, Album cover's kind of funny though, I guess. Uh, Moving on, The Life of a Showgirl by Taylor Swift. I've never listened to a Taylor Swift album before this, like fully through. I've heard some of her songs, but that's been about it. Uh, the album, it was. I'll be honest. First song, Fate of Ophelia was fine. It's not bad, but the rest of the album just kind of, it's like a kind of like a downward slope from that point onwards. It's got some of it's just not interesting. It's not fun. Some of the songs are just corny. Like the whole song about liking her friends canceled is really weird and dumb. I don't know why. It just wasn't a cool. It wasn't cool. It wasn't fun. It didn't do anything unique. It was basic. I mean, admittedly, I think like there are small parts of this album that are fine, but it's still like just not very good at all. Um, Next up we have Mayhem by Lady Gaga. Honestly, um, so I didn't like. We're still, by the way, we're still at the point where these are albums I wasn't really a fan of. Um, there, I think we're almost done though. And I know it sounds like all the popular artists are the ones I didn't like, which yeah, that's kind of true, but maybe make better music. I don't know. I just wasn't a fan. Lady Gaga can sing. I have to, obviously a lot of these people can sing. I just think like everything that goes on around that, it's not that skill alone's not going to create a good song in a lot of instances. Um, Abracadabra, I had never heard fully um until listening to this. I genuinely hate whatever the chorus is where she's like screaming abracadabra. That was really bad. And then this was also the first time I fully listened to Die with a Smile. I don't know why that song was so popular. It was not that good. It was fine. Don't get me wrong. It's got I mean Bruno Mars is a goat. He's cool. Um but it's just like not it was fine. It's fine. It's not good. It's not bad. It's kind of in the middle where it's kind of just in this neutral ground of nothingness. Um moving on with more popular artists, Spy by Justin Bieber. I did this was I mean it was fine. Honestly, I like actually enjoyed a couple of the tracks on here. I think the first one, whatever it was, Flowers or something. I don't remember what it was called, but I thought this one was actually kind of fine. Slightly better than nothing. I do have to say that the Drewski interludes, where Drewski is telling Justin Bieber that he was quote unquote born black, are a little weird to throw in your album. But overall, this was a fine listen. It wasn't anything terrible. Yeah, that's all I really have to say on that. Sleep Token, even in Arcadia. Admittedly, I honestly, I know Sleep Token gets a lot of hate, but I thought this album was fine. It's very tame when it comes to its rock themes, but I don't mind that necessarily. I think every song on here is it's like a consistently decent album. You know, it's not once again, it's not bad. It's not super good at the same time though. I mean, I listened to it through once and never really came back to it because it's not super interesting. I know one of the songs got like number one song of 2025 by some news outlet. I don't know how that happened. This is a decent album, but it's not really uh I mean, like the others, it's not really anything worth coming back to. That's all the albums I didn't really like. Everything past here I'm a fan of for the most part. Um yeah, so just so we're clear. I can't wait to use the internet by Kane Parsons. This was I'll be honest, I only listened to this because if you don't know who Kane Parsons is, this is Kane Pixels on YouTube. He made the oldest view series and the initial really popular backroom series. He also makes music, so this is an album he made. It was interesting. I mean, it's very webcore, I believe. This was also something I listened to a while ago. But it's entertaining, it's fun. He uses some interesting samples and stuff. It's overall an enjoyable listen. It's not really the stuff I will listen to in my free time, but I still enjoyed it nonetheless. Uh yeah, I mean, that's about all. I also really like this album cover because you kind of just there's just like everything in here. Moist Critical's in here, right here. Um, I don't know. You see a lot of stuff. It's fun. It's very hectic and it's fun. So that's all I really have to say. Panchinko's in there. That's cool. Anyways, next up, Rebel by SD Kid. Uh, this was something I listened to more recently. Not a fan of the voice, not a fan of the accent. I'll be honest. I know it's not really something you can control. Uh, and I mean, I think it's fine, honestly. But for like a rap scene, it's a little unique in a way that I'm not really sure if it makes it better or worse. I will say though that the production on this album is awesome. I love the production on this album. Some of the uh some of the beats on the songs are great. For Roz has a very good I production going on it. Overall, I this was it's a short listen, but it's pretty fun. That's all I have to say on that. Um, Next up, Son of Spurgy by Daniel Caesar. What do I even say about this? I don't have much to say, honestly. I listened to this a while ago and I can't entirely remember all of it. It's chill though. It's it's a good album, absolutely. It's chill. I don't really know what else to say. I can't remember much. I did feel that there's some like there's like a good song and there's like a gap of like all right stuff and then something else show up. It's not very consistent in the quality, but I think it is still a good fun album. Yep. Next up, Headlights by Alex G. I feel weird about Alex G's newer music. I've been a fan of his for a couple years now, and I sincerely feel that his older stuff like triumphs over his newer stuff any day of the week. Like I think as a general trend in his albums, it's just like the quality's slowly decreasing. And I think that's a personal preference because it's not really been a decrease in quality, but a decrease or a it's been a change in the genre. It's a lot more folky, countryish. I don't really know how to explain it. And I think Headlights really embodies how Alex G has changed his style. Um Overall the album's fine. I'm not the biggest fan. I mean Alex G's voice is great. It's it's a lot more it's pretty upbeat at some points, not like uh not like fast paced or anything, but it is a brighter album. I don't know how to describe it. It was fine though. It's good. It's not really when I listen to Alex G though, this isn't really the type of music I'm wanting to listen to, if that makes sense. Um but I think on its own it still stands as a solid album. And it is still good. This is another one I listened to recently, Stardust by Danny Brown. Um, I've recently been getting into more I don't know what genre you would call this, but this like I don't want to say is it hyper pop? I don't know. But I've been getting into more music like this recently. I gotten into I hate saying this, but I've gotten really into Femtonol this year. Her music's really good. And I listened to this actually because Femtonol is on one of the tracks. And overall, I did. This is a very fun album. It's got some very it's got some very personal lyrics to Danny Brown on here, but I think it works really well with like all the production and instrumentals going into this. It creates a really it's a diverse experience, but I think it's got a great start of like a super like I don't want to say intense, but it's got a good it's just very solid all around. It starts well and it ends well and everything in between works to develop the album in a new and unique way. He's got a lot of different features on here that make it pretty fun and overall it's a really cool listen. I think I don't remember what the last track was called, but it's very cool. I like the last two tracks kind of switch up the style slightly, but it works really well for him. Overall it was great. Moving on. Speaking of Revenge Seekers by Jane Remover is next. This was kind of I don't think it's as personal and deep of an album as Danny Brown's was, but I think I this one was more fun to me. I enjoyed listening to this more than uh Stardust, right? That's what it's called. Yeah, Stardust. Uh I don't know. It's about this it's a very similar genre, very fast-paced upbeat music, but it's very good. I there were a couple songs in here I especially enjoyed. I can't entirely remember what they are. Let me see if I can pull this up. Um Sorry, one sec. I really liked Psycho Boost was really good. I think Psycho Boost was the song I enjoyed the most. Um, but yeah, overall, this was a very upbeat and fun album. Pretty consistent in quality, which I always appreciate. Really like when I'm not like because a big problem I have with albums, or not a big problem, but a problem that tends to occur in albums is like it might have a very solid section, but if there's gonna be worse stuff in between, I'm gonna get it becomes more boring. And by the time we're back to the new stuff, I'm already less interested. So it's like, you gotta find a good way to balance that out. Overall, though, I think this album kind of just like grips your attention and does its best not to let go, and it for the most part succeeds in that. Um, Also, this album cover is so tough. Like Flaming Katana, are we for real? That's awesome. But yeah, overall, Revenge Seekers by Jane Remover is a good album. It is awesome. Next up, we have Good Night. Yeah, it's really just all this. I kind of just threw all the hyper stuff next to each other. Um, Goodnight Hypnopomp by Stomach Book. This was, dude, I don't even know what to say about this. Came across this album because of a YouTube video I was watching, and the person talked about fentanyl and this in the same video. So I figured it's like similar music, so I figured I'd give it a shot. And this is also once again a very consistently good album. It's there's I mean, as it tends to be with some of the hyper whatever this is genre, it's loud and it's angry, but you know, it works. It works. The I don't remember what song or what where it comes in the album, but they have a song called Fukuona Girl referencing that video if you've seen that, which is terrible, but the song itself is really good. It's a huge standout on the album, but the rest of the album's also it's also a very fun album. I don't have much else to say. It's similar to Revenge Seekers in the sense that it's able to grip your attention. I think it grips my attention, at least when I listened, a bit more, but it also kind of falls short in the fact that a couple of the tracks they tone down the themes that the genre brings to create a more personal, I think, deeper meaning to the song, which I'm not here to discredit an artist or, devalue a song, but I think just in an album where a lot of the songs are loud and upbeat and angry and you kind of swap to a more sentimental thing, it doesn't work as well. But honestly, the songs are still good. It's not like all the songs are still good on their own, right? It just, I don't know, creating combining them together as an album creates a very minor issue for me. Um, Next up we have "It's Over Tonight" by Over Tonight. Uh, who is this? Why do I know this guy? Oh, yes. So I don't know if this was a super popular song on Instagram for long enough for people to catch their attention, but Over Tonight has a song called Mirrors Demo, I believe, which is how I was introduced to him. It's a pretty good song. It's very similar to Wi-Fi Skeleton's music. But it's good. It's good. Um, I don't really know what to say. If you like Wi-Fi Skeleton, you'll probably like this. It has some really good. It's good. Man, it's hard for me to talk about this stuff. It's like it's a very good mix of upbeat with like sad boy lyrics, like for lack of a better term. Comfort Songs for You is a one of the tracks on this album that is really a standout. That one's really good. So is I think it's Downtown Baby is another really good one. Overall, this album it's a very good mix of sentimental and upbeat at the same time, if that makes sense. It's an overall pretty fun listen. Next up, we have Getting Killed by Geese. This might make some people angry. Uh, I hope not. I wasn't the biggest fan, or I went into this with very high expectations and then kind of ended up disappointed because my expectations were set up so high. This is a very good album though. I wasn't I didn't feel for it as much as I think a lot of other people did. Um, but it is still good. I I love Cameron Winter's voice. After listening to this, I went and listened to Heavy Metal, which is Cameron Winter's solo project, and I love that. That was amazing. That was super good. This album though, I mean, it's fine. I think Cameron obviously carries a lot of the songs with his voice. He's very good at singing. But outside of that, the instrumentals and honestly some of the flow of the songs is whack, which I love a wacky album, but I just don't think it works super well. Admittedly, I was listening to I don't know, I was listening to my conglomerate playlist, which is just every song I like ever. I was listening to that earlier and Cobra came up on this album and that was good. So I'm thinking I might need to re-listen to this and re-review it. But overall, it is very good. Um, works well in terms of vocals and instrumentals, but can wane a little bit when they are a little wacky sometimes. Still a very fun and solid album though. I would recommend it to people. Moving on to 20. Debutará Más Fotos by Bad Bunny. I don't understand Spanish. I will be completely upfront when I say this. I listened to this album and did not understand a single word he was saying. That being said, the titular track, DTMF, is an amazing song. I don't know if how common of a thing this is, but you know, like when you like hear a really good song and you like get goosebumps. Um, I mean that happens for me with a couple songs. This is the only DTMF is the only non-English song I've ever listened to that's given me goosebumps, which is kind of crazy. It's a really good song. I think I'm kind of giving this album a bit of benefit of the doubt because I didn't understand lyrics and I feel like the lyrics probably add a lot to the album. The title itself translated into English is I should have taken more photos, honestly, like that title alone presents some interesting themes I imagine he might have gone deeper into on the album, such as um you know, looking back on better times or wishing y- like regrets or wishing you had done different things. I think if I had understood the lyrics, I would have enjoyed this a bit more, but even still, it's a good album. It's a great album. As I said, DTMF amazing. The rest of the album is solid as well. I think without the DTMF though, I probably wouldn't have given it a I probably would have given it a bit of a lower score. But that track, he's a very good singer and he really knows how to make some good instrumentals on his albums. Moving on to number 19, we have Breach by 21 Pilots. I don't honestly have much to say about this specifically. Um, I want to say I've listened to all of 21 Pilots albums this year. Trying to think. Trench, Vessel, and then their first album also titled 21 Pilots. I don't think this is I think 21 Pilots has a style ever since ever since Vessel, and they've kind of stuck with it sort of. Um it's a good album, don't get me wrong. I think it's consistently well produced. Um I don't have much complaint about the album itself, but it is I mean, it's fun. It's got some great songs on there. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I know I enjoyed this album. I remember enjoying this album, and I don't think it's their best work by any means. I'd argue, I don't know. I think Trench has some really good songs in there. I'd have to think more about that. I'm also not a super big 21 Pilots fan. I don't know why I listen to all their albums, but overall, Breach is good. It's very consistent with what 21 Pilots does, but honestly, that works well for them overall. I need to get a drink really quick. All right. Moving on to number 18, we have Oh, Deadbeat by Tame Impala. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's talk about this. Let's oh man. Let me preface this by saying this is unanimously his worst album of all time. It's not close. This is easily his worst stuff. I'm a huge Tame Impala fan. I love all of his works. Hearing this was disappointing. I will admit. It was a bit disappointing. Um that being said, I think it is still overhated a lot. There are some great tracks on here. Dracula's amazing. What else? The other single he had, Loser. Dracula and Loser are both great songs. There's a couple other ones I cannot remember off the top of my head. Let me look it up real quick. What else? Afterthought was pretty good. I liked Afterthought too. Mild Ways is a pretty good starting track. I just think the problem with a lot of it is it's very very different from his other stuff. It's a lot more house music and like club music and stuff. And for him experimenting with that, I think it's good, but it I was still disappointed by this. I still enjoyed some of it. It was a little whack at times. But I mean, Kevin Parker does have a really good understanding of music, and I think just because he's swapping genres does not make the album worse. Obviously, I mean, this is the same thing I kind of had with Alex G, where it might not be just a decrease in quality, but more of a change in genre. I think there is a bit of a decrease in quality with this album though. But I still think overall, um, with current music standards, it's good. With Tame Impala standards, it's less than average. But that still makes a good album overall. Like, respectfully, I don't know what Anthony Fantano was talking about when he gave this a 2, when the tracks I previously listed exist. I don't know. Overall, this was a good album. I don't think this is a it's not really a Tame Impala album necessarily, but as I said with Headlights by Alex G, um, if this was isolated into its own artist, I think people would have a higher opinion of it. It is still a good album though. I will stand by that. Next up, number 17, we have The Theory of You by If yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. This was another thing I heard on Instagram, and then I just kind of ended up listening to the whole album afterwards. I heard one of the songs. It's it's good. It's like for this is gonna sound weird describing this, but it's like a bit crushed rock almost. All the tracks are very good. It's got some interesting interlude about I think she's like reading off a diary or something. I don't have any complaints about this. I just think this is it's a very good album, and I was a fan. Um, the popular song is Tower of Memories. It gets used in Instagram reels all the time when it's like just like a when the reel is just like a photo, but they have to throw some sort of music behind it. But that's a good song. And the rest of the album doesn't exactly match how good that song is, but it still is good enough where it's like, yeah, I mean, this is a very solid album beginning to end. It's very good. Um, I don't mind this at all. I really liked it. Next up, 16. Speaking of, Pony by Wi-Fi Skeleton. It's good. I don't I can't just keep saying that it's good. That doesn't seem fair. This album is not it doesn't have any of his popular songs on here. The popular song is Nope, You're Too Late, I'm Already Dead. But this album I think while I would argue that Nope, you're too late. That song is his best work. This album consistently has a slightly lower quality than that. Not super low, but like it's still overall it keeps up with what I would expect from this artist after listening to that initial song. Admittedly, his singing is all right. It's not the best, but it's still good. It's still good. Um, I think what really does it for me is the instrumentals he uses. Uh I like the guitar and everything else that's going on with that. Overall, it's a good listen. It's also this is also a pretty short album if I remember correctly, but it's fun. Not fun. No, fun's not a good word to describe an album like this. It has it's just good. It's just good. That's all I can say really. Um anyways, number 15, Jordana Land by Jordana. So Jordana is very I initially think discovered her music because of the album she made with TV Girl, Summer's Over, and Summer's Over is an amazing album. It's TV Girl production with Jordana's vocals, and I mean that's kind of a best of both worlds situation to be honest with you. Jordana has amazing vocals. Let me preface it with that. She is a very good singer. She also Um, she's also very good with the backing tracks as well. She understands how to do a good instrumental. Unfortunately, that isn't seen as much on this album. Um, there are some good tracks on here, but I think for the most part she plays some of it kind of safe, which once again works for her. Works very well. Her music's great. But I've listened to other albums of hers and I know that there it can be better. Um Needless to say, this is a great album. There are some it's very fun, it's upbeat, it's a overall very enjoyable listen. I don't really have many complaints. I just wish the production could have been a bit better. I think her vocals consistently shine through. Um And that's not to say the production on the album's bad whatsoever. I'm just saying I know it could be better, but it's still very good. It's still a very good album. Moving on, 14. Private Music by Deftones. This was my second experience listening to anything Deftones has produced. First album I listened to of theirs was White Pony. I didn't really have anything. I don't know, man. I've heard White Pony's really good. I listened to it. I didn't really have anything to say. But we're not talking about White Pony. We're talking about Private Music. This is their most recent album. It is good. I enjoyed it. I think it's I don't remember the genre, but it's like rock-ish. But it's very I don't really know what to say, to be honest with you. It's one of those albums that I listened to really once. I enjoyed the music, but it's not like something I come back to. It's consistent. From the top of my head and what I remember, it's a very consistently good listen. It keeps the genre pretty similar through all the songs, and it's overall it is very good. It's just not an album I come back to, so I don't really have much else to say on it. 13. The Crew by Joe. I think it's pronounced Joe. Um uh, I don't remember why I started listening to him, but um no, I know exactly why. There's this YouTuber Bluester who makes videos talking about music and stuff and he recommended this, so I gave it a listen. I listened to this after I listened to Decide by him, and I have to say this is the better album, definitely. Um Basic Being Basic is the track I remember off the top of my head, but honestly, the production is super fun and great on this entire album. Joe Joe or however you I don't know how to pronounce it, man. But he's really good with his he very clearly knows what he's doing and he's able to make some very fun, very I don't want to say pop, but it's synthy, very synthy tracks. Um I don't want to say it's similar to Tame Impala because they are very distinct from one another, but I kind of feel some Tame Impala inspiration, if that makes sense. And also Joe Chiari has been in a Tame Impala music video, which is kind of funny. But overall, this is a very good listen. It's more what I listen to because of the synth and whatnot. Um, and yeah, I honestly really enjoyed this. 12, Sun by Daniel Cavalry. This is genuinely probably one of the most slept on artists I've ever listened to right now. He's not super popular whatsoever, but oh my gosh, is he awesome? Cause like I mean his videos kind of gained traction on Instagram for a little bit because he would like act like it's like an AI voiceover during Minecraft gameplay and then he would like transition it into one of his songs and one of the visuals he made for his songs. Um but this man, this album is it's very unique. It's like I don't know how to I really this isn't something I can explain with words. It's just an experience. He's very good at like creating a almost ethereal type of vibe going on in this. It's so good. Um there are some pure instrumental tracks along with some songs with actual lyrics, but he blends them together so nicely that it really does feel like a very complete album. Um So yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying, man. This album was super cool. It seems that I'm reconnecting at the moment, so I guess something happened. I'm gonna wait a sec. Okay, we're back. It's connecting again. Anyways, yeah, I would very much recommend this. He is not listened to enough. I love this guy. Very awesome. Moving on, number 11. No Rush by Tokyo Tea Room. Um, there's a certain type of chill pop that exists. Um, music similar to Mac DeMarco's stuff, you know. There's like I don't know, it's like there's like subgenres of the type of music Mac DeMarco makes that Tokyo Tea Room resides in. They are very how do I say this? It's very laid back, very chill, but it's a super fun album. Or not I mean, fun's not like a good word to describe it because you're not going to be like dancing to this. Um but it's another good experience. I really like the titular track No Rush is great. That's how I initially like got introduced to them. Overall, the album's super chill, and if you're a fan of music like Men I Trust or um Strong Boy, Mac DeMarco maybe, all those artists like they're very similar to each other, but still like distinct in their own ways. But yeah, overall, it's a fun album. It's a good album. It's chill. It's nice. I really enjoyed it. Moving on, number 10. Oh my gosh. Making a rubber band ball in the brain of the mind. I forgot to say who this was by, but this is by Drive 45. Um, this guy is awesome. It's strange. It's strange. It's hard to talk about his stuff because it's very how do I say this? Very internet like, if that makes sense. Um, I don't know how to describe this because it's so his music is in. I think I don't I don't know. I'm gonna say they. Sorry. Their music's incredibly unique. To the point where it's hard to describe or compare it to anything else. Um, but I've listened to Drive 45 for a while now. Their most popular song, Avenues, is really good, but it is absolutely something you're going to love or hate, and there's not going to really be any in between on that. Um, so this is a very love hate album. It's you're not I wouldn't necessarily recommend this to everyone because not everyone's going to enjoy this, but it's sort of similar. I can't compare it to anything, but it's upbeat. It's wacky. It's silly. It's sort of like a more upbeat version of Jack Stauber's music, if that makes sense. Very loosely Jack Stauber though, because as I said, it's hard to compare their music to anything. Um, but this was their first like project in like 3 years or something, and I'm glad they're back. This was a very fun album to come back to. Moving on, Alfredo 2 by Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist. This was something I had listened to recently. Um, what do I even say, man? Freddie Gibbs is his flow and his lyrics are very. It makes for a very fun album. It just feels nice to listen to. The Alchemist has some of the greatest production I think I've seen on a rap album in a while. Huge standout was Ensalada to me. That song is, oh my gosh, Chef's Kiss. It's very awesome, very cool. I was a huge fan of that. Um, this album's just it's super fun. It's such a fun listen. Great production, great flow. It really doesn't miss much at all. So I love this. I love this. This was a very cool album to listen to. I know it's pretty popular, so it's not like this is a bold take, but love the album. Loved it. Moving on. Number 8. Um Eq I don't actually know how to pronounce this. Be completely bummed with you. Equus. I'm just gonna say Equus. Equus Asinus by Men I Trust. I am a very huge fan of Men I Trust. I'll just preface this. I only got into their music last year, I believe, actually. But I've seen them live once. I want to say, two of their vinyls. I'm a huge fan of their music. And I think one thing that they've kind of done is they've kind of played around with their style a lot in their albums. Um I kind of find it I think it's interesting cuz you can like based off just how a song sounds, you can almost kind of tell which album it's from, if that makes sense. Because they've just been kind of playing around a lot. Equus Asinus is another example of this where they take their style but make it even more laid back than it already is. Um it's kind of like it's indie pop, but um yeah, no, it's indie pop. That's what I can say. But it's very chill indie pop. This album takes it a lot further and it's a lot slower in a sense. I think it works well though. Is this an album you're going to be bumping in the car? Absolutely not. Um not by any means, but it's still a very chill and good listen. The vocals are amazing. The production is a little quiet, but that's kind of how the album works. My main complaint I had with this album was just that I wish there was more, more going on with it cuz you provide strong emphasis on the vocals and you have like backing production and instrumentals going on, but I think blending the two together more would create a better experience. Um, but it is still this is still an immaculate album. I love it dearly. It's very good. Surprisingly, one of their weaker releases, but like not by much. So yeah, overall, love this. Moving on to number seven, "Let God Sort 'Em Out" by Clips, another rap album. Um, dude, this was just I don't even know what to say about this either, cause like it's always it's always the rap albums that try something different, or that like are a lot like that just do more that work, which I know crazy, right? Right? But I don't know what to say about this album that hasn't already been said. Um, the flow is whack but amazing. The production is the same way. There are so many features on here that just work so well for what's going on. You can literally, I promise you, you can look up this album on YouTube and find 15 other white guys talking about it. This is a great album though. And I'm a huge fan. So that I'll leave it at that. Oh geez, holy. Let me get another drink really quick. All right. Number 6 is Magic Alive by McKinley Dixon. I actually listened to this last week. I'll be completely blunt. But holy shit, dude. What are we talking about? Um, it's another experimental rap album, but McKinley Dixon is so into it. That it just it's such it's like a roller coaster, dude. That first song like ends and you just get launched into this thing and it just does not stop going. Sugar Water, the second track is it's oh my gosh, it's insane. It's genuinely insane. Admittedly, Sugar Water's the best track, but he still keeps it up throughout the rest of the album. It's an incredibly fun listen that just does not stop going until, of course, the album ends. Oh man, it's really fun. It's super fun. I could not recommend this enough. It's amazing. It's genuinely amazing. If you like a little bit of jazz in your rap, as some people do, this is it. This man, I don't know what to tell you. This is a great, beautiful, awesome experience. Moving on to number 5. This is another hot take, I think. Guitar by Mac DeMarco. I don't think people really enjoyed this album. Um, I disagree. It's it's as it tends to be, or as it has been, as I mentioned with Alex G and Tame Impala. It's a shift. It's a bit of a shift in the genre for him, because this album, I believe, is strictly vocals and acoustic. Um, and I know that's not for everyone. I know people who listen to Mac DeMarco are expecting more going on in an album, and that's understandable. I'm not gonna judge you for that. However, it's a very sentimental album. I talked previously about how bringing it down makes bringing it down, really shining on like specific parts really creates a more sentimental experience. And while said that that doesn't work for some of the other albums just because of the surrounding songs that are going on with it, this album is purely bringing it down. And I think it works really well for Mac DeMarco. It's a very it's a very soft but like very um not like emotional, but it's a melancholic almost experience that I was a huge fan of. Obviously I can understand why you wouldn't like this album. It's super it can be slightly I guess it can be slightly dull sometimes. But I would I under people might think that. I would disagree. I think it's great. It's super What do I say? How do I say this? I don't know. I think I've said it all. I think I'm kind of just repeating myself. It's a, I mean, it's a good like sleep album. You know, you just like pop on and Mac DeMarco's playing, like picking out the guitar and singing. It's a really great experience overall. We are in the top five. I just realized we have four more albums after this, and I don't remember two of them, admittedly. Um, Number four. Oh yeah, Vanisher Horizon Scraper by Quadeca, dude. This is another thing I listened to last week, and I was not expecting the insanity on this thing. Admittedly, I listened to this while my car was getting repaired, at a car repair shop. So it was not the best atmosphere for the listen, but regardless, um, it's amazing, dude. I don't really know what to tell you. This album is so complete in the sense that it creates a feeling of the ocean. That was his goal. Was like the ocean and the waves. He creates that feeling off the bat and just keeps with it the rest of the album. It's so good. It's beautiful. It's another chill album, but it's got great production. Um, I mean, man, what do I even say? It's hard to find concept albums that feel complete where every single song and aspect of the album is contributing to whatever concept or story is being told through the album. But Quadeca does it. Quadeca does it here. This is a great, amazing album. So good. Anyways, top three. Number three, Don't Tap the Glass by Tyler the Creator. This was like a jump scare release, dude, because what do you mean, like 6 months after Chromacopia, the Grammy nominated album, he drops another album. Um, this was I I mean, it's a very uh different listen from his other stuff. I believe he's explicitly said this is like this was a album to get people out and dance to. If that was his goal, he succeeded. He very much succeeded. Every song on here is so it's just fun. There's no better way to describe it. It's just a really fun album. I love every song on here is upbeat and enjoyable. I love all of it. It's great. Um I don't really have any complaints here. I think well, my only complaint is that I do like albums that like tend to, you know, do something like outside of just being music, like telling a story or exploring a concept, stuff like that. Um, but I can't deny that even without those, Tyler the Creator's made a amazingly fun album to listen to. I think like for the first week this was out, it was all I was listening to. It's great. It's super fun. If you haven't somehow listened to it already, please do. Number two is Forever How Long by Black Country New Road. Admittedly, when I first listened to this, it was about, it was, I want to say it was early in the year, and I thought it was really good, but I wasn't like super into it myself until I kept listening. And let me tell you, oh my gosh, it's another really fun listen. I think after losing Isaac Wood, after Ants from Up There, Um, I know a lot of people had concerns about the future of Black Country New Road, but this album, if this album doesn't prove to you that they are still there and they are still making great shit, I don't know what will because while it is very different thematically, It's From Up There was a lot more sentimental, melancholic, whatever buzzword you want to say for it just being sad. Um, this album is a shift, and it's fun. It's happy a lot of the time. Um, Besties is a great song. Happy Birthday is a great song. Socks is a great song. I love this entire album. It's so fun. I cannot wait for another Black Country New Road release. Listen to this, please, for the love of everything. Just do it. All right. And then the number one album. I mentioned them earlier, but they somehow dropped two albums in a year, which is kind of crazy to me. But it is Equus Caballus, I think, by Men I Trust. I talked about this earlier. How the issue with Equus Asinus was that it's a strong focus on the vocals and not enough focus on the instrumentals. And if they combine it together, equal it out, they could make something very good. And that is exactly what this album does. It is the perfect. I genuinely cannot describe. It is the perfect mix of the vocals that shine through on all their songs regardless, but it also brings so much more attention to everything else that their albums do or that their songs do. Like with the guitar and the drums, like there's you can hear them more. There's much more focus on them and it works so well for their style. I think if they've been exploring their style this whole time, this is where they found it. I don't think you're gonna get better than this when it comes to Men I Trust, unless they continue on with what they did here. This is genuinely such a good album. It's I don't know what else to say, man. I think through and through, it's not conceptual. It doesn't explore like stuff. It is indie pop, but it is the best way. It is the greatest form of indie pop I've listened to that I ever listened to last year. I genuinely think this album is amazing in all ways. Um, I own this one on vinyl too. But yeah, so this is I think the best album. This is the best album I listened to last year. Overall, very great music year. A very great music year in general. So I am very happy. I'll probably try doing another one of these next year. But that is that is it. I hope you enjoy my little visual. Um Thanks for tuning in. If you wanted to listen to me rant for an hour, uh I will try streaming more in the future. I go back to school in 2 weeks, but hopefully that won't stop me. We will find out. If this is the last time you hear from me, see you later. If it's not, I'll be hopefully I'll be back eventually. Maybe try talking about more music, but actually like I gotta learn how to talk about it in a better way. I think I repeat myself a lot, which is whatever. I don't whatever. Um, but yeah, thanks for tuning into my extensive list of albums in 2025. I guess last thing I want to mention, I guess, let's talk about the Grammys really quick, shall we? Hold up. Um, honestly, as I said, great year for music, but um, I will say there are a couple things about the Grammys that piss me off. I think overall they're good though. Why can I not? I swear there's a PDF for this and I'm just dumb. Give me one sec. Sorry, I'm like, here we go. There it is. Here we go. Okay, we're gonna ignore this. No, we're not. Um, let's just go through. Let's talk about this really quick. Record of the year. This one is valid. This one's not valid. This one's not valid. I don't remember Wildflower to be honest. No, honestly, I think it's going to APT because that song was everywhere for a while. I think if I had to choose, I honestly I don't really feel like I was fine with all of these. It's not like any of them were super crazy though. Overall, I think APT is gonna win that though. But I wouldn't mind if Luther or DTMF won either. Album of the year. I made it intentionally. I intentionally listened to all of these this time so I could like confidently say what I think should win. Um, and the problem is it's hard because I actually liked some of these albums. Just get it out of the way. Man's Best Friend should not win by any means necessary. Same with Swag and Mayhem. None of those are good. Um, GNX was fine, but it's not. Nowhere near Kendrick's best works and should not win either. Um, Bad Bunny, as I said, I thought the album was good, but I didn't understand Spanish, so I don't think I can fully um talk about this album. I wouldn't mind if it won, but I don't. Just from my listening experience, I don't think it should. Um, Mutt, I actually was really surprised by it. Mutt was a very good album. I wouldn't mind if that one, but I really think it's coming down to Let God Sort 'Em Out and Chromacopia. These are both super good albums. If I had to pick, I'm going with Chromacopia because I like Tyler, the creator. But overall, I would hope it'd be Let God Sort 'Em Out or Chromacopia. Song of the Year. Oh, we're not talking about this. That's all I want to talk about. Anyways, yeah, maybe we'll talk more about music in another stream. But thank you guys for watching. That is all for now, and hopefully I will be back. Hopefully it won't take me another month to stream again. So see you guys later.